Hey everybody, my name is Geneva and you are officially in Geneva's Closet. Hey everybody, again, my name is Geneva of Geneva's Closet Talk Show, and I am the producer and the talk show host. And kind of wondering where is Essie Berry at. And since I have built a relationship with her, we talk a lot on the phone now. We talk almost every day, a few times a day. And we even talked up to almost 4 hours on the phone. We was just chatting. And whether we're talking about, things with the case or whatever the case may be, things that may be getting on her nerve or bothering her or whatever as far as the case, or we just talking about other things, we talk a lot because she looks at me as like her little sister. And I look at her as like she could be my big sister. And I really do enjoy talking to Essie. How it went was, I would say maybe sometime in May, I would say maybe the end of May, I happened to run across one of her videos on YouTube. And I liked how blunt she was and how she told the story. And not only did she tell her side of the story, but she had paperwork to back it up. And I like how she was blunt and outspoken. And she didn't have a problem with saying however she felt. Because you know how sometimes when people speaking of celebrities and kind of tiptoe around certain things. But no, as you see, Essie is not that way. So then that made me reach out to her on YouTube. She responded back. And initially it was supposed to just be about an interview, because I'm a talk show host. I do journalism work. So I wanted to have her on my talk show because my name of my talk show is Geneva's Closet, meaning getting the information out of the closet, being truthful on it, that she was going to be doing a reality show and it had something to do with exes, wives, and widows, which I thought was a really good idea when I heard. I'm like, well, we haven't seen anything with exes, wives, and widows. And she said she was going to be the widow. And she mentioned to me about Bernie Mac's widow, and I said, oh, okay, cool, Bernie Mac's widow, and then Mary was going to be the ex of Steve Harvey. Okay, cool. It all started with a reality show. That's how this whole thing started, and then Essie trying to figure out what she could and could not say on a reality show, and then finding out about this gag order, and then in the midst of that, end up finding out other things because other things went on. And, somehow now Essie done got dragged into it all by just trying to help somebody because she's an activist and that's what activists do. They help people out. Based on what I read, there is no gag order. There is a motion where Steve Harvey brought a motion into the courts in Texas to get Essie to be quiet. Now, there is a supposed gag order on Mary Harvey, and I can't even really say for sure if there's a real gag order on her because I haven't seen anything prior based on the gag order that was started with their divorce, with Mary Harvey and Steve Harvey's divorce. Mary Harvey, but let's say that there is one for her, okay? There's definitely not one for Essie because what I seen was emotions. I seen Steve Harvey asking the court, could you please put a gag order on her and shut this woman up? Funny thing about it is that he's very specific about, the things that he wants them to be quiet about, and who to be quiet to in that. Don't say nothing about this case. Be quiet with TMZ, National Enquirer. Don't do any interviews. Don't do nothing with no media. Don't go on YouTube. Don't go on the web. Don't type anything. Don't send nothing to me. Don't send nothing to my wife, my kids, my lawyers, their associates, the affiliates. None of it. When don't celebrities or people in high places, when they feel like somebody is lying on them or saying something that's not true and dragging their name or using their name or doing something like that, aren't they quick to call their lawyers and sue them for defamation of character and hit you with a dollar amount? And it usually be a huge dollar amount. Don't it usually go like that? So I was very surprised. Like I asked her, I was like, wow, what is it? The reason why he wants to shut y'all up, what is it? I said, because he ain't even trying to sue you for defamation of character. Because we all know what defamation is. Defamation is to lie on one's character, one's business, one's religion, one's nation. That's what defamation is to lie. So if you sue somebody for defamation of character, that means that that they are lying and the things that they are saying are not true. Hit you with a defamation of character and slap it with a dollar amount that's huge to let you know that they're not playing. But that's not what he did. No. That's not what's going on. This is not a defamation of character motion that's being put in. This is supposed to be a gag order, a shut your mouth, stop talking about certain things. But that is you saying that someone lied. And then if they can prove that they're not lying, then it's not defamation of character. So that's probably not something that you want to do. But if someone is being honest about the things they're saying and you don't want people to know that, then you try to get them to shut up. I don't know who Steve knows in the state of Texas, but I know that that's where he resides or he resided or something with Texas, because this man got Texas locked and sewn or something with the whole court system, because how he have been able to make things work over there to scare people and make people feel like that they don't want to say things, or maybe I shouldn't say things, or, like it's this gag orders and stuff. And like I said, I read over things, and what I seen was him asking the court. He made a lot of allegations and things against Essie, saying, one, that she was unsuccessful and that she's trying to use his name to become successful, and that she started her no disrespect movement. She started that to gain clients. Now, on one hand, I was like, yeah, when you start a business or a nonprofit organization, that's usually what you're trying to do is gain clients. But so I didn't know what he was trying to say with that, or if he was trying to say that she's just trying to gain people and gain clients for money or whatever. But, certain things that he was saying about her, I found to be really mean, or like when he made a comment that's in the papers, because I do have the papers right here, a comment about trying to extort money, because he did mention that Mary and Essie was trying to extort money from him. I found that to be very interesting when I read that, because there was no details on that. And Steve put a lot of details in this motion that he made to the Texas court. He put details like, for instance, he said that Essie had made a false police report, and he has a copy of the police report in there. He said that Essie sent this police report to the NAACP, which I was like, that's a bad woman right there, because she did, she really did. I'm pretty sure she told you that she did. And I just thought, wow, because when she says she gonna do something, she gonna do it. She knew exactly who she was gonna send it to, and the letter made it. The letter made it, and the people let Steve know that they knew that the letter had made it. It was just crazy. It's crazy. He mentioned that, and he mentioned, there was an incident where something was mentioned to his lawyer. He mentioned that in there. And he even went and copied Essie's YouTube videos, so there's a copy of her YouTube videos. That copy is there in the report, and that is mentioned. He mentioned a lot of things, but when you start talking about this whole extortion thing, which on the motion, one of them sheets, there's an actual title for extortion part. So there's a extortion section in the motion that says extort, but you say that they tried to extort money from you, but you did not go into details about that. And I found that to be very interesting, because when you then be telling, like, what was the dollar amount? Like, what did they do? How much did they ask for? Inquiring minds want to know, like, why would you not put that inside the supposed, and I use that word loosely, court documents? Why would you not put that in there? That what they tried to get how much for you? Like, was they trying to extort 50,000? What, 500,000? What, 1 million? I mean, what, did Essie send you a letter? What, did Mary text you? Did they say that if you did not tell or apologize or whatever, that we gonna go to the media and pose it? I mean, like, what did they? You didn't even put anything. Now you went into details about who they could and couldn't talk to, and you went into details about letters and other things and who sent to the NAACP and who said what when. But this particular part about an extortion, people trying to take money from you, you didn't even go into details about that. And that's something that Essie has specifically been talking about. that him saying that she tried to extort money. She's specifically been on YouTube. Those are one of the things that she said that she wanted an apology about. And I actually read him saying that Mary and Essie tried to extort money from him if he did not do what they asked him to do. But he did not go into specifics. Found that to be very interesting. It can't be a defamation of character, because then she would prove, okay, so where did I extort you at? So where's the text? So where's the letter? So what was a phone call? Because the papers say that he's never talked to her before. Y'all have never had a conversation, never seen each other in person. So if those things didn't happen, then I'm assuming that you're saying that what, did she send you an email and try to extort you? Did she try to extort you with a text message? Because you haven't talked to her, you haven't seen her in person. So what? Did she try to extort you on YouTube and we just happened to miss that video and we didn't see that where she asked for a dollar amount? But like this, Essie is a sweetheart and she is who she is on them YouTube videos. When you see her snapping going off, she don't sugarcoat nothing for nobody. She not walking on eggshells. If she feel a certain way, she gonna tell you how she feel. That's exactly how Essie is. But in the midst of that, she is a sweetheart. I absolutely love talking to her. She makes me laugh because she's so real. All right, and I'm pretty sure that if somebody that was in her circle needed her, and you know there was any way that she can help somebody, she's seen whoever that you needed help, that she would be there for you. And she was really there for Mary. She did not come into this whole thing to be trying to help a celebrity or do any of this celebrity stuff. That's not what it was all about. Essie will tell you real quick that she's there to help the underdog. You can see that she was already an activist and she was already doing activist work. All you had to do was go further back on her YouTube page and look at some of her videos. Steve Harvey mentioned in the papers that Mary and Steve and Essie were trying to use his name, you know, to become famous because, you know, they couldn't do it on their own. They've been unsuccessful, or that Essie has been unsuccessful in her life and doing things on her own. She didn't need him. She didn't need this case for her to have followers or for people to have already seen her videos. Because if you go way back on Essie's page, first of all, she already been making videos for years. There's already videos up there. And some of her videos from way back have some views on it, some have hundreds, and some have thousands. And those ones that have some hundreds and thousands have absolutely nothing to do with Mary Harvey, Marjorie Harvey, or this whole Steve Harvey case at all. When she said that she fights for the underdogs, I understand that. When she said that this was really because she, you know, it all started from, you know, a reality show taking place. Mary Harvey saying that there was a gag order. Essie just trying to figure out what she could and could not say. In the midst of that, finding out some very interesting information, bringing it back to Mary, saying, Mary, did you know that this was? Hey, Mary is, you know, up and down, which is understandable, you know, because look at everything that you know, have went through. And people would sit there and say that, you know, because I've seen people make comments about Mary, oh, she just money hungry, you just mad because Marjorie, because he moved on with Marjorie, and you just mad, you just need to get over it. And let me just give you my whole opinion on that whole thing. Mary knew that her husband was cheating on her already, because we have already heard of Terry Smith. We heard that Terry Smith and Steve Harvey had a 9-year relationship that started damn near at the time that Mary Harvey married Steve Harvey. They even supposedly had a love child, okay? So, and then I have heard Mary Harvey say in so many words that Steve Harvey was like a habitual cheater. So that means that this Terry Smith lady and Marjorie Harvey, because we already know that he had already been messing with Marjorie Harvey before he divorced Mary Harvey, because of court documents or some documents that was already signed by Marjorie with Marjorie Harvey before she married him in 2007, before Mary and Steve got a divorce in 2005. So if she basically saying that he was a habitual cheater, that means that he done cheated on her with more people than Terry and Marjorie. So I'm pretty sure that she was already used to that. Not to say that she liked it and she loved it, but I'm pretty sure she was already used to it. So now he done did it, and now whatever, y'all get a divorce, y'all done hit the end of the road, it's time to be done. Nigga, don't play me. Now, I'm not saying that Mary is a saint, But Steve ain't no saint either. But what's right is right. At the time of their divorce, he's worth $100 million. That's reportedly what they say. Come on, you can't get this lady like 10 million, 20 million. I mean, just totally play her in this whole thing. Totally leave her bootied out, take her son, and then have her thrown in jail when she get mad and feel like that she want to talk about some stuff. Social media, and I want to say some stuff now. Really, everything she's saying, people laughing at anyway. Like, girl, you just mad because he done moved on. Well, it doesn't matter. She still want to speak her mind and say what she want. And then you have the audacity to throw her in jail. Really, Tito? Mira, really? Is that what we do nowadays? And she's supposed to be okay with that. But wait a minute. I have heard people say, wait a minute, she got $40,000 a month. Wait a minute. She got $40,000 for 10 months. He was supposed to, that's not what he was supposed to be paying. And then based on what I can remember, I think that she received that money, 3-4 years after their supposed divorce, which is why Essie has been saying the whole time, how can you still be dividing up assets, but you got a divorce in 2005, but you not even paid, but y'all still going for court and for stuff for the divorce back in 2007, 2008. So you didn't start paying her till 3-4 years after the fact, and you only paid her $40,000 for 10 months. And I'm saying only because I ain't never got that. So to me, it's not only, because I would be like, cha-ching. Only $40,000 for 10 months. So that's $400,000, boo-boo. And then there was a home. Remember, there was a home, but Mary said he threw out of that home and played it and did something with the interest and made her sell it or whatever. So she only got 1-point-something million. So basically, she got less than $2 million from a man that was worth $100 million. And she was there with him before the career. What? And they had a child together. What? Don't nothing warrant that. I mean, come on now, like totally played her. And then prance the new woman around, because have y'all went on Instagram and seen Marjorie's Harvey Instagram page? Oh, that will piss a person off. Oh, man. That'll make a lot of people mad. So I can understand her feelings being up and down and all over the place. She upset you and totally played her in the whole situation. But in the midst of this, it's kind of driving Essie crazy, because 1 minute you want to fight, let's get him. Next minute, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And another time, you know what, I'm pissed. I'm ready to get him and show him. And then you're like, I don't know if I'm ready, because what about my son? So while she going through her emotions, you got Essie over here trying to stay strong and let her know, look, you need to do this. This is what we got to do. Are you sure you want to do this? Okay, let's handle this. And she getting drugged through this whole thing. There's a gag order on the divorce. I will say again that we don't even really know what's a divorce. I mean, really, don't nobody. Somebody knows, but you have to just wait for that person to come out and let you know. Okay, so I'm not saying that. Because how are you now today throwing a person in jail, throwing Mary in jail because failure to pay child support when she wasn't even ordered to pay child support? He was ordered to pay $1,000 a month in child support that he never paid, because at some point he ended up coming to snatch his son away from her. Oh, come on, people. Work with me here. Could you be thrown in jail for child support if there was never an order for child support? You would be like, what? What order for child support? I never went to court for no child support. What, where? When? When did this happen? When? Wouldn't you say that? I know I would. And that's what her thing was. She was never even ordered to pay child support. So how are you thrown in jail for failure to pay child support? That's why I said it's something going on with Texas Steve Harvey and that court system where he got stuff on lock. He must know the judges, the lawyers, the state's attorneys, just everybody up in there. So why he's sitting up there putting in motions that Essie and Mary did a smear campaign? No, him and his people came up with a smear campaign to smear Mary, make her look bad, slap her in jail, and then they tried to take that stuff and move it on to Essie, but it's not working on Essie. And these motions is funny, and Steve Harvey damn near begging to get her to be quiet. Can you please shut up and don't say nothing to nobody and just stop talking? So remember, Terry Smith says that she had a 9-year relationship with the comedian Steve Harvey, okay? And she sued No, wait, comedian Steve Harvey. And she sued Steve Harvey and Big City Enterprises in a dispute over the rights to the book that she wrote about their relationship called Men Will Lie When the Truth Will Do. Now, I just Google searched that book the other day, and I seen it pop up on Amazon, right? And you know how Amazon, you can go in there, they have reviews because other people done read it, gave you some stars or something, but I don't see any of that, but the book is on. Tell me, ask me how much is the book. Just go ahead and ask me. Okay, you can't because we're on video. That book is $80. Yes, boo. $80. So whatever type of deal that they worked out with her to keep this book on the hush, they did a very good job. Really don't want you to read it or really want you to know about it. I think that's the thing that makes me feel like that I have no problem with helping Essie out. And, you know, if there's something that I can look up or find for her, I have no problem with doing it because I understand how she can be irritated and frustrated with this whole situation. I feel like the Steve is trying to get her to shut up because she's telling the truth. And if you're mad because she's telling the truth, then, you know, I understand it's a personal thing. Like the truth hurts. Like you don't want the truth coming out on you, but to sit there and then lie on her and saying that she's trying to do a smear campaign, she's trying to extort money from you, trying to get her to shut up. And all she was trying to do was, one, to do a reality show, and two, help a friend out. And he has a tendency of trying to scare or manipulate Black women. Now, I'm just tell you how I see that. First, we know with the first wife, Marcia, because we heard stories of he tried to play her as far as taking care of his kids like he was supposed to and paying child support and doing what he was supposed to do with that. And I'm pretty sure he cheated on her and played with her. Black woman one. Two, we know this Terry Smith lady. You had a 9-year relationship with her. As soon as you heard that Terry, based on the court documents that I did read, it's almost like as soon as Steve Harvey heard that Wendy Williams, before she had the Wendy Williams show, TV show, when she was on the radio, when Wendy Williams was contacted Terry to have her on her show to discuss the book, Men Will Lie When the Truth Will Do, and Steve heard about that, contacted Terry quick and tried to get this book shut down, and obviously did. I don't know what they worked out, what happened. I don't know if there's a love child. Where is the child? I heard that it is. I would love to interview Miss Terry Smith. I would absolutely love to interview her. I heard there's a love child, but shut her up. So, you know, because you ain't really heard nothing about this, have you? No, because we too busy hearing about Family Feud and Big Shot and this talk show and TV show and radio show and all the shows and all the way. He's a wonderful family man, and they brought him and Marjorie brought their families together. That's what we're hearing about. So Black woman number 2. And then we just seen what happened with Mary Harvey. Let's not play games. We don't got to go through that. Totally played her, and she's still being played. Black woman number 3. And now he's trying to do Essie. He's trying to play Essie, trying to so-called hit her with gag orders and make her feel like that she can't speak on certain things. And I asked Essie, I said, Essie, do you think that he's going to apologize to you? Do you think that he would apologize? Do you think that he's going to write a letter, you know, or do anything to apologize? Because my opinion is that he's not. I said, to me, it seems like he's like on his high horse, and I would never apologize to these peasants. I own all this money. They doing me wrong. And the only reason why he feel like somebody doing him wrong is because you're exposing him on his stuff, and he wants you to be quiet because he's the nice, wholesome man that's giving tips about how you're supposed to act like a lady and think like a man, or however the story goes. She don't know, but that's what she wants. So I recommend, Steve, you should apologize. And whether you apologize on the side just by giving Essie a good old call and letting her know on the phone, I'm like, look, I'm apologize, but look, after this, I don't want to go out and say whatever because I'm feeling a certain type of way because, yes, I know I was wrong, but can I just give you the apology and maybe you just be quiet and then, you know, and then give her that, you know, just please. Because other than that, she's not going to be quiet. You're going to have to figure this out. You're going to have to, because you done messed up. You done messed with the wrong one, Steven. She was the wrong one. Even if you tried to throw her in jail, you know, like somehow you was able to get that gag order on her and somehow she said something and whatever, you tried to throw her in jail. You know, Essie life is kind of set up right now that if you did, all people need to know is that she in jail. They just need a word and buttons will be pressed. People gonna start doing this. All you're gonna hear is that's it. and it's a done deal a dollar. So, because Essie life is set up in a sort of type of way that at the end of the day, Essie is a woman and she's a person and she has feelings and she has emotions. She has a lot going on in her life. This whole thing with Mary and Steve Harvey is not the only thing she got going on in her life. This lady has children. She has grandchildren. She's an entrepreneur. She has her own business. Never want to feel like that you invest in all of this time and energy into somebody and you get in all of this information for them that they couldn't get on their own for some strange reason. You couldn't find out this information or get any of this on your own. And then they do all of this. And then once they receive that bit of information that they feel like for them it's the jackpot, then all of a sudden they don't need you. Now that'll piss a person off. Like, you can't treat people that way. And I think that that's where my friend was kind of coming from. I don't know if you all knew this, but January of this year, 2017, of course, January of this year, Obama commuted 330 prisoners' sentences. And most of them were drug offenders. And one of the 330 some odd people that was released from jail, one of them name was Jimmy Townsend. And who is Jimmy Townsend, you ask? He was a drug kingpin sentenced to life in 1992, and he was formerly married to who? Marjorie Harvey. Coincidence? I don't fucking think so. Not too long ago, I seen a YouTube video, and in that YouTube video, the lady, she speaks about how she has spoken to Marjorie Harvey's personal trainer, if I'm not mistaken, and don't quote me on this, the personal trainer told her that Marjorie's daughter had wrote a letter to Obama or something like that about getting her father out of jail. Name is Jimmy L. Townsend from Memphis, Tennessee. I actually went and found the court documents where it says that him and a lady by the name of Hazel Little, they both went to court for this whole thing, this whole undercover drugs thing, because he was a huge drug kingpin. Jimmy was Marjorie's first husband. That was her first husband that she had her oldest daughter, Morgan, by. And then she ended up later on, once he was sentenced to life in jail, getting with his cousin and having her two children, Jason and Lori, by Darnell Woods. That's his name. The second husband was Darnell Woods, which was the cousin of Jimmy Townsend, the one who Obama commuted his sentence. You can actually go and find the website, and then it shows all the 330 some odd people names, and in there, because it go by alphabetical order with the last name Townsend, he is in there. Went and read his actual court documents where it say when the actual drug deal went down, and if I'm not mistaken, it either said this Hazel Little or Jimmy was driving in the truck that was owned by his wife. So in the court documents, Marjorie's name isn't mentioned, but wife is mentioned quite often, and this is the wife that they're talking about. They're talking about Marjorie Harvey. Something about the police were questioning him, Jimmy Townsend, and they said to him, if you do not cooperate, then we will arrest your wife. That they knew that she had illegally been participating in these drugs and stuff too, and that they would put their daughter in child protective custody. So because of that, then he said that he would cooperate. And her and wife is also used again with her saying that she did not agree with him working with them. And that she basically, in so many words, called it a bunch of BS. And no, I don't think that you should be working with them, because it said his wife. And so people would say, well, he was letting out people. He was commuting drug trafficker sentences, and he just happened to be one of them. I mean, what do you say? I mean, what do you want to say? Are you trying to say it's a conspiracy here? Yeah, I really am. I'm saying that I'm surprised no one has looked into that. And like I said, it's just a coincidence. Just because old girl who is Marjorie Harvey's trainer, told old girl, and they were just talking. She didn't know the old girl was going to take the information and run and put it on, social media. She just having a conversation with her, that her daughter wrote a letter to Obama saying, could you let my father out of jail? Now, why didn't they let Darnell out too? I find that pretty interesting because, hey, if you got the hookup, let both of the baby daddies out. Why are you discriminating on the baby daddy? You just went with the first one. You didn't go with the second. My theory, I was like, well, sometimes your first baby daddy you really be having a bond with because that was your first baby daddy. That was her first husband. And maybe they had a really good relationship. Drug deal went bad. He ended up being thrown in jail for all of this time because he was not going to let his wife and anything happen to his child. You can tell in the court documents that he was not going to allow that to happen. So maybe, she still had the thing for him and she still cared. I don't know. Have you read the new blogs that there was a 3-month investigation done on Steve Harvey? And if I'm not mistaken, it says Steve and Marjorie Harvey. A 3-month investigation done, and they found out that those two have some ties in the whole drug world. At the same time, her baby daddy just got let out of jail for his husband. That was a drug kingpin. That nigga called her and said, hey, Marjorie, boo, come on. Is you going to hook a brother up? I just got out. I'm trying to get back on my feet. You got Steve over here. This nigga got millions. Can you hook a brother up? In the real world, that would happen. So don't try to be like, but no, this is Marjorie Harvey, and she goes to Paris. And she wears Paris clothes. And this is Steve with the Steve Show and Big Shots. They would never do that. I just basically came on here to let you know what was going on with my girl Essie. She's doing good. She got a court date coming up today because it's a whole new day. So she'll be coming on at some point to let you know what's going on with the court date and expose and talk about whatever she chooses to. But she's doing fine. Some shady stuff going on. It's absolutely some shady stuff going on. How much of it is it? I think it's pretty deep. If this had anything to do with money, she would have been charged Mary a long time ago when Mary first started her. I want to do it. No, I don't. I want to get it. I want to go. What bitch, pay me. Just give me some money because I ain't got time for this. So then I can at least know that while you going back and forth, I'm at least paid. But that has absolutely nothing to do with it. She was actually doing this to try to help her friend. And even through all of this unsureness that's kind of going on right now with certain situations, she still have Mary best interest at heart with certain things. But, I agree that she should fight this, and Steve owe her an apology or something. You should say something to the lady because you're absolutely wrong on the things that you said, that she's not even that type. She was living her own life. At the end of the day, she was living her own life. But make sure you go follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Geneva's Closet. That's with the S, Geneva's, and 2 T's with the Closet people. It's all about getting the information out the closet. There will be an exclusive interview with me and Essie Berry. Absolutely, we will do it. Yeah, make sure you follow me and stay tuned for my exclusive interview with Miss Essie Berry coming up soon. And you have a wonderful day, people. Bye.